Okay, so good morning. My name is Lawrence Lapunlaya Abigail, a third year student physiotherapist in the University of Ilorin. I'm currently on my voluntary posting, and I decided to start a series whereby I get to share what I learned during that week. Week one, my first posting week, I was in pediatrics. Now, a lot of things happen in pediatrics, but I'll just take you through. The one Monday, I would say I didn't really enjoy it, and I didn't really get to learn a lot in pediatrics. I think the only thing that stuck to my head was sandbag. That's the only thing I knew what, like, the only equipment I knew. And I knew, okay, sandbag is like a backpack that has sand and a strap, and it comes in different kgs. Now, the thing is, the clinician didn't really like the idea of me coming for voluntary posts, but at least during the week, she just, let's say she got used to it per se. But there were serious students in my unit, and they were intense too in that unit. So, like, it made everything all look strict. And I knew one of the serious guys there too. It's like, it sure made me a little bit at ease there. That was for day one. Day one, I even go to man, I was like, oh, physiotherapy is not my thing. I don't think I want to do this anymore because I didn't really enjoy it. And it started with children crying, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't like all of that. Day two, well, day two, I'll say that I learned a lot of things day two. I learned what a finger ladder was. There's a particular intern that was my senior, still my senior. When I was 100 level, she was 500 level. So I went to her induction and all of that. So we know. So she was managing a particular patient, and that particular patient had a palsy. He had this his finger turning to the back, similar to policeman's tip, sha. So she told me that, oh, she's managing. I asked her what she's managing, and she said she's managing health palsy and explained. So she told me that, oh, I should read on it. The couple patient we had who had cerebral palsy, and she told me, oh, I should read on cerebral palsy and all of that. Health palsy is just basically injury to the brachial plexus. Brachial plexus supplies blood to the upper limb. At least I knew that from upper limb. So yeah, that was it for the two. The three was seminar. I didn't get to attend. I was at home doing a lot of things. Basically, what they do in seminar is presentation of cases that they had in the previous week or any case that they're trying to look into. Day four, Thursday, I learned a lot on Thursday. Thursday, I learned what did I learn on Thursday? Safe. Thursday, I think I enjoyed Thursday, sha. I worked a lot on Thursday. I was even allowed to attach a black slab to a patient. I was allowed to write their next appointment and all of that. So I really enjoyed Thursday and I learned a lot. Friday, yes, I think Friday was the time when I was at the peak already, and I was like, okay, I think I'm considering projects a little, but I'm not going back to projects, please. So yeah, Friday, I was allowed to manage a patient. I think the girl is about 15 years old or so. And this nation told me that I should measure from ASIS to the medial malleolus. I'm like, Ma, I don't even know what that is. So she now said, what level are you again? I was like, Ma, I just finished 200 level. She was like, okay. So basically, she wanted me to check for limb length discrepancy, that's LLT. And she told me it's for me to measure from the pelvic bone down to the ankle that is at the middle that you can see. That's the medial malleolus. So we're checking for the real and we're checking for the apparent. When we must measure for the apparent, to measure from the umbilicus, that's the navel, down to the medial malleolus. So we're trying to check for, like, it's supposed to be equal on both legs. For every other normal person, it is equal. But for people that have cases whereby maybe they have injury to their knee or their ankle or anything, most times there's discrepancy. First particular patient I measured, I think for the right side, just the real was 35, the left was 35. But when I measured for the apparent from the umbilicus downwards, the one was 37 and the other one was 39. So it really showed that, oh, something was wrong with the left leg. I was allowed to manage her. I applied infrared. We did some exercises, and we went to the gymnasium too under the clinician supervision, obviously, because I really don't know anything. So if I were to rate pediatrics, I rate it 6/10. First, because the children were crying, and I didn't really like get to like sink in because it was my first week and I didn't have a lot of faces that I really knew. That's why I rated a 6/10. I'm going to Auto next week. So let's see what Auto has in stock. Bye bye. See you guys next week.